It's been a couple days since I took part in that ride over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and I've had some time to think about the bike and how it performed, think about the gear changes that maybe need to come, and I've kind of jotted those down and thought I'd share kind of my thought process with the changes that are going to come to the bike with you guys. It could be something that maybe you're kind of going through that same process, and maybe one of the ideas is something where you're thinking that maybe that's a good idea. If not, that's okay. This is kind of my thought process as I'm going through this experience. It's kind of totally new to me. Biking isn't, but the bike packing and having the bike loaded and all that kind of stuff, that's fairly new to me. So this is my thought process about it, and hopefully it's useful to you, or at least gives you some insight into what I'm going through, kind of what the emotions and what my thought is on things. So the first thing really about the weekend that I noticed was the cockpit setup wasn't working. Not only was it just the cockpit not working, but I have a high cardio end where I can go out on a road bike and I can ride and I can spin up and I can just take off. I've got really good cardio when it comes to the road bike. When I got on this, I felt so sluggish, and it was just like, ugh. It felt so heavy and burdensome, and with all the gear and everything, I just felt like I couldn't go. My legs just felt concrete. It was horrible. So one of the big learning lessons, I think, is being meticulous about every aspect of the bike and the gear that you're bringing with you. So that being said, the cockpit is the first thing that's going to change. The reason the cockpit is going to change is because when I first put the Surly Loco on here, I thought, hey, this is going to be cool. I can have some shifters. I can, here, and be able to have kind of that mountain bike position, kind of arms out and everything. It's going to be cool. It's going to give me the control that I need. When I'm getting kind of tired, or maybe I'm on a flat stretch of pavement, I can get up here like this and kind of tuck down and get into that kind of road bike position without actually having aero bars, so to speak. And then lastly, hey, I want to really stretch out, put my hands out, and still be able to brake with the bike, with my thumbs. Seemed cool in principle, except from what I found, I've maybe used this position 3 or 4 times, maybe 1% of the time that I was riding. So these are definitely going away. There's no need to have something on here if I'm not going to use it, especially if it's going to add additional weight. So first thing that's going to go are these. So let's take these off. Now, one of the things that will change as a result of this is this stretch here. I'm going to rewrap this with the Harlequin wrap, just to make sure that it looks right going down. So that's not going to be a huge issue. It's just one additional little thing to do, which I know how to wrap it, so that's not really a big deal. So that will be one change. So let's take this off here. Okay. Put the cap off. I don't care if it's not pretty looking right now, because the whole point is just to kind of get this off and just get an idea of, okay, what is this thing going to actually relieve me of weight-wise? It may be substantial. So we'll see here what this will relieve me of. Go to the other side so I can actually do it. Alright, so we're ready to take this off. So let's take a look and see what the weight actually is going to be. So it's got a scale right here, and I'm measuring out in ounces. So each one of these bars is about 4 ounces, 3.95 ounces. So essentially, with these bars, we're taking about half a pound off the bike. So that's pretty good. So that's kind of what the setup will be for the bike. Like I said, these will be rewrapped, because right now they're kind of ratty looking and don't look good. So the next thing that'll be a change is tools. So on the ride, I brought my chain/cassette cleaning tool. I brought my fix-it sticks, which are really great. They've got like 3, 6, 7, yeah, like 7 different Allen wrenches and then a Phillips bit. So, I mean, that works out really great. Then I've got this thing here. It's got a chain brake on it, you know, which I guess is kind of cool. It's got a Phillips and a flathead, and then it's got 6 different Allen bits. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But when you actually put it on the scale, it's 7.8 ounces, so it's half a pound right there. So, you know, so let's say I got rid of that, you're already looking at 1 pound of weight removed from the bike. I've got, what else have I got here? Got some needle nose pliers. You know, those are 2.6 ounces. 2.33 ounces for some wire cutters. I've got another little tool that's got just 4 Allen bits and then a flathead, so probably not that useful. But, I mean, you're talking 3.2 ounces right there. I've got some rim wedges for, you know, getting a tire. Tire levers. I brought 3 with me. Probably don't need 3. Probably just need 1 will be sufficient if I did need one. That's about 3/4 of an ounce for that. So that's a little bit of weight, not much. Don't know if I'd actually need a spoke wrench. It's quite possible, I guess. So that's probably a necessity to bring. But if I did take it off, that's 1.6 ounces. So the point being, I've got a lot of different tools that pretty much have the same stuff on them, and you know, it's a matter of, well, which one do I use? I don't bring them all, so it's going to be a matter of looking at these and kind of deciding what is the best one to take. Or, you know, maybe it's a matter of I take one piece from one and one piece from another. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't made that decision, but all the different tools that have the same purpose, do the same thing, I don't think those are necessary. So, next thing, kind of when we're looking at weight, is this guy. This is my case for my anchor, and my anchor is a 28,600 milliamp hour battery pack, so I can charge up to 3 devices at a time with it. This right here is kind of a non-negotiable as I see it. I want that ability to be able to charge devices over a series of days if I'm not staying in a hotel, if I'm camping out. So yes, I will take a hit there, as that is 1 pound. Okay, that's a hit. I understand that. Another non-negotiable is my little anchor actual charger that you can plug into the wall, and then you can charge up to 4 devices at a time with it. So that's really not a negotiable. It's 4.8 ounces, so you know, there's a little bit of hit there. Start talking cables, and I think it's important to assess with cables what kind of cables do you need. Well, for me, my Vivo Active HR Garmin watch, that takes a special cable, so that's 1 USB cable that I'll just have to take no matter what. Some of my devices take the normal USB, and then some take the micro USB. So basically, if I have, you know, 1 or 2 of these USB cables for that particular device, I think I'll be okay. Don't need to take a cable for every single device, I think, because when you do, you start adding all that weight, and it's like, well, you're not going to be necessarily using those all the time. So I talk about the anchor because I got this case to protect everything, and it's like, well, it's got some weight to it. It's a little heavy. Why don't I just make some bags out of like the fabric that I'm using for like my frame bag, and get rid of this extra weight? So, just looking at that, you're talking about 6 ounces or so. Yeah, about 6 ounces. So you got that. That's one area that you can reduce weight. The last area that you could reduce weight is stakes. This thing comes with like 14 stakes, my tent did, and my tent doesn't need 14 stakes. So, like, if I actually look at how many stakes I need, I'll probably get by with 6 or 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. So if I take all these stakes out, just don't gram, you're looking at about 4 ounces there. So that's one additional area that can have an effect. So the point being, I'm looking at some of these aspects of gear and kind of determining what do I need, what do I not need. And I think that's going to be something helpful going forward to reduce a significant amount of weight. So those are kind of the things I'm looking at. Some of the changes that'll come. Hopefully this information is useful to you. Maybe you'll start thinking of some things that you can do. There's probably going to be more things that I think of as I go along, but those are kind of the initial kind of reactions from doing this ride Saturday. So hopefully it's helpful to you. If not, it's my thought process, and hopefully at least you enjoy kind of understanding where I'm going with this and experiencing this journey with me.